Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Josh and this is the 24/7 News Report. Our headline today comes from Fabrizio Romano, who says that Everton are attempting to hijack Sevilla's loan move for Manchester United's Hannibal Mabry. This is backed up by reports coming out of Guardian Sport, who say Manchester United's Hannibal Mabry is set to join Everton or Sevilla this month on loan. We polled this to see how you guys felt about Hannibal coming to Everton, with 2,500 of you getting involved. 56% of you voted for the move, 31% of you were unsure, and 11% were against the move. Now, I think he might be a good player for us. I don't know too much about him, but he seems to be a player that's up and coming. Maybe we can take advantage of that. It could lead to something permanent later down the line, but he seems to be a player that we could take advantage of that development and that push to Premier League football. So might be a good move. Again, I don't know too much about him, so I'm gonna reserve my judgment on him until I know more. But from the little things I do know about him, it could be a good move for us. And again, something that we need to take advantage of is the loan slots that we have available, and it's good to see from the news that if we're not willing to or not able to spend money, we do need to be making the most out of these loan moves to really make sure our squad is capable. Adrian Sanchez has reported today that Everton wants €70 million for Amadou Onana. Barcelona met with the player's agents only recently. This is something that has been reported before. 70 million is reported the amount we would like for Onana, obviously more than we paid for the player, and we would get a return. But I think he's a player that a lot of people want to hang on to, a player that we need in our midfield, and one that we will hopefully and expect to see development on. Obviously, he's not spent too long in the Premier League, and we want to make sure we get the most out of him. But at the same time, with our financial situation, there are the people at the club, the fans who would want to sell him for that amount, because it's a lot of money and money that we can spend in a good way, hopefully. It's a tough one, because if Barcelona came in, I think maybe he might want to go out. I'm not 100% sure, but we've seen, obviously, when a club like Barcelona come in, it's a lot of people, players it's hard to say no to. So if we could get the most for him, that would be good if selling him was on the cards. But I think personally I want to keep him and maybe sell him for, you never know, even more down the line if we get him right development wise. Mucho Deporte are reporting that Everton are big fans of Real Betis attacker Asane Diao. However, the outlet have reported that there aren't enough funds this month. It has been reported that Brentford are also interested in the 18-year-old, but their efforts are on hold as Betis' valuation has yet to be met. So a player that I don't know anything about, but there has been reports that Everton are a fan of the player, and an attacker would be great. Obviously, we might not see Danjuma stick around after his loan spell, so it might be an idea to get a player in that role. Obviously, I think the players that start for us, I mean, McNeil and Harrison are great, but when we lose a player like that who's stepping into the breach at the minute, you'd expect to see Danjuma there. But if his loan move doesn't become a permanent, which obviously reports in previous weeks have seen him linked to Lyon and places like that, obviously he's not getting the amount of time he would probably want. So I can't see him sticking around after the loan spell ends. So it's nice to see we're looking at players. We have an idea of the type of player we want there, but we do seem to be having a bit of competition from Brentford and struggling with funds on our side. So we will have to see what the valuation is from Real Betis, but at the minute, again, it would only be something we could do if the funds became available. Finally, Stanley Mills is set to return to the club for rehabilitation treatment after suffering a serious injury towards the end of Oxford United's 6-2 defeat in the FA Cup third round against Coventry City on Saturday. Mills fell to the turf awkwardly and had to be stretchered off after hurting himself attempting to have a shot on goal. We wish him speedy recovery. Obviously, a player we want to see develop and was I'm not sure how he was doing at his spell at Oxford United. Um, a tricky one. Obviously, we do hope he makes a recovery and can get back out there and continue his development. But right now, it's focusing on rehabilitation and coming back from that injury. So that's all the news we have for today. Let me know how you guys feel about all the news. How do you feel about Hannibal Mabry coming to the club? Do you think that's the type of player we should be looking at? Do you think he would be a good fit for Everton? 70 million for Amadou Onana. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comments. This is the Toffee Blues. I'm Josh. Thanks for watching. See you later.